after you reach that point?
I'll have to go back and watch the film.
How hard is it just to absorb a loss like this after going ahead by 20?
Next question, man. The season's over. That's what's hard. Fuck being up 20. The season's over. You don't understand that. The season's over. It's hard. Stupid-ass questions.
Nikola and Jamal, Coach, carried a lot of the burden offensively for you guys. What sort of broke down between them within the second half, just within those actions?
Well, I think so much was being placed on their shoulders. I mean, it was we're expecting Nikola and Jamal to continue to pull rabbits out of their hat, man, and somebody else got to give some help. I mean, Joker 34, Jamal 35, and we just struggle to make shots. They're a really good defense. I thought our guys played extremely hard tonight to hold that team to 98 points, 39 from the field, 29 from three. But as I said all series long, are we going to be able to score enough in this series? And once again, in the 4 losses, we couldn't score. I think now after the 4 losses, we probably average around 85 points a game and 115 in the 3 wins. So we had it going. Jamal had it going in the first half. We scored. And obviously at halftime, they picked up their aggression, ran off our misses. They became aggressive. And then the second half, they totally dominated the glass. We dominated in the first half. In the second half, they rebounded us 29-15.
Coach, were you satisfied with the quality of the offense in terms of the process of getting shots, or was it one of those things where you thought that missed shots kind of affected what you guys did on that end and on the other end as well?
No, I mean, I don't think our missed shots affected anything except the scoreboard. I mean, again, they shot 39 from the field. Anthony Edwards was 6 of 24. So the missed shots didn't affect anything other than us not scoring. But to give up 98 points in a Game 7 on those percentages, I'll take that all day long. Was our offense where it needed to be in that second half? I think it could definitely have been better. We could have gotten probably better looks. But again, for 82 games, they're the number 1 defense for a reason. And we just weren't able to make enough shots and create enough good shots in that second half.
Coach, after a great first series with Michael Porter Jr. shooting the ball, what do you think happened in this series to his game offensively?
They guarded him. Yeah, they guarded him really well. And obviously against the Lakers, he was able to get off. I don't know what the percentages are, but in our 4 losses, I know Michael didn't shoot the ball well, and he wasn't the only one. But, he was 3 of 12 tonight, 1 of 6 from 3. Last 2 games, they doubled Nikola. I felt a lot of those were good looks. Just didn't go down. And I know, sometimes it's an oversimplification of the NBA being a make-or-miss league, but we just did not make enough shots in this series, Michael included, but he wasn't the only one. We as a team did not make enough shots, and I didn't help generate enough good looks maybe to help ourselves. But every series is a learning opportunity, and this feeling sucks, as I told our players. You go from training camp all the way through, and then it comes to an abrupt halt, and that hurts. So use that feeling as motivation to come back a better player. We won it last year. Teams in the West, they regrouped, they retooled. How are we going to beat the champs? And teams got better. And you got to tip your cap to Minnesota. Obviously, Chris Finch, their team, Anthony Edwards, all their players. That was a hell of a series, and they gave us all we could handle. And they wound up winning Game 7 on our court, which is a tough one to swallow. But we'll be back. We just got to find ways to look inside, look outside, and find ways to continue to get better.
Coach, to fight for a top 3 seed and then to ultimately lose 3 home games in this series, how, you mentioned them winning on your home court here in the holler and in the locker room. How tough is that to swallow that you guys did lose the 3 home games?
Well, of course, we have one of the best home records in the NBA this year, and to lose 1 and 2 and then to lose 7 is, I don't think anyone could have predicted that happening. I think most people had the series going 7, but not the way it went 7. It was kind of a strange series in that regard. But yeah, that's to let them come in here 3 times and beat us on our home court That's something that we're not accustomed to. And if you're going to try to win a championship, if you're going to try to get to Western Conference Finals, obviously you got to protect your home court.
Michael, you touched on it briefly, I think, in the previous answer, but the devastation you saw from your players walking off the floor down the hallway, what kind of a message do you try to give to them? I mean, obviously, tough words, and you can see from their faces that everything they gave, and now it's over.
Yeah, it's hard. And I think, as I've gone through my NBA career as a head coach, I used to meet with players right after the season ended and talk. I don't do that anymore. It's too emotional. The sting of it is still too raw. So I think it's good for everybody to get away, for me to get away, and kind of reflect on the season in totality. Because right now, all I'm thinking of is that we're done, and that for me hurts. For our players, it hurts. Get back to work. We all have to dig deep, look inside, come back better individually, and then as a team, as a group, we'll get with Calvin, we'll get with Josh, and you're always looking at ways to get better, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, I think Kevin Harlan said on the TV broadcast that this is the 6th straight year the defending champ hasn't gotten past the second round. What do you think that says about just how tough it is to advance as the defending champ?
Well, we knew it was hard. Something I talked to our team about in training camp. I think the last team to do it was the 17-18 Warriors. And with the rules being what they are now, I think it's going to become even harder and harder to repeat as champions. But the one thing I keep on going back to right now is that I consider the San Antonio Spurs a dynasty. And they never won back-to-back. So losing, the hurt of it, the pain of it, it helped us win our first championship. Can we use this year? We tied a franchise record, 57 wins. We went 21-6 out of the All-Star break. We really stepped up. Beat the Lakers in the first round and lost to a very talented Timberwolves team who held the number 1 seed most of the year until the very end. So it is hard. It is hard. It is hard to repeat. It's hard to win. And we all got to do whatever it takes to not have this feeling again next year. But I'm very proud of the entire team, all 18 players, everything they sacrificed since Labor Day. I'm very proud and thankful for the coaching staff that I have, the ownership group that we have. And, this is just a momentary delay. It's failure is not fatal. We'll be back.
Coach, winning the championship, you have to have a certain level of hunger. I can imagine defending a championship is exhausting. How exhausting has the totality of this season been?
Yeah, I think it's a really important point, and I would never, and those that know me, I'm not an excuse maker. The better team won, so I'm taking nothing away from Minnesota. But when you look at the fact that all the teams that are still playing, we played into June last year, a lot of basketball. And then we had to play our guys, our main guys, unlike last season, through game 82 to secure the number 2 seed, whereas last year we were able to rest down the stretch. And I think the run last season and coming back and, the amount of minutes that our starters had to play, I think mentally, emotionally, physically, I think guys are gassed. They're dead tired. They gave me everything I could ever ask for. And that's why, as much as this hurts, I will walk out of this building tonight with my head held very high. Because we competed, we fought, we gave ourselves a chance, and we came up short. And that's going to happen at times. No one ever said this was going to be easy trying to repeat. And like I said, we just got to improve across the board, get better, and come back even stronger. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Jamal, when you hit the corner three to put you guys up 20, I guess, what changed from there?
Put us up when?
Your three that put you guys up 20 early in the third, what changed from that point forward?
I have no clue. I don't even know I don't know when you're talking about. What are you talking about in the third quarter?
You hit three, you guys go 20 minute into the third quarter.
I don't even remember, bro. I just remember the last 5 minutes when I had a turnover and I didn't box out. That's all I remember.
Jamal, I know there's been a lot of pressure on you physically, a lot of pressure on you mentally throughout this series. Just looking back at over the course of these 7 games, just where do you think the team could have been better as a whole?
I just think I could have been better. Obviously, when I feel like today, we generated great looks, but we all shot below 50%, every single one of us. So it's tough when, you get the looks you want and you don't make them, and they come down and they score. It's like, what more could you ask for, you know what I'm saying? So, I was below 50%, Mike was below 50%, K, Yoke. I mean, I felt like we got the shots we wanted, the opportunities were there, and our defense was there. I just think that run, the run that they had somewhere in the second half, we couldn't recover for that one.
Jamal, coach said that he wasn't going to make excuses, but that the starter specifically, he could tell we're gassed between the deep run last year and then having to just play more minutes and play to game 82. Could you get that sense a little bit that he just had to rely on you guys a little more than maybe he would have liked?
I'm not worried about being tired. I've been playing in Denver for 8 years now, so I'm used to the altitude. I'm using to finding my second wind. Doesn't even make sense. I'm playing the game. I played 42 and played 43. So, I don't know.
Jamal, it looked like they did a better job over the course of the series of posting you guys up, and like with Kat and with Nas and those guys. Just how difficult was it just switching, like doing a defensive scheme, like switching the entire time? Like, were they getting the looks that they wanted?
No, they got 3 bigs out there, so that's part of their game plan. I feel like we did a good job. I feel like we just didn't make shots, on top of that. Obviously, they're going to score. They have great players, We had our opportunities tonight, and we didn't make them, and that part stings.
Jamal, people always talk about repeating being hard now that you're on the other side of trying it. I know it just happened, but are you able to reflect at all on what makes it so difficult in your mind?
I would say just mentally and physically, conjuring up the energy to fight like you're being hunted. I think that's the emotion. I think when you're the hunter, you have so much more motivation, and you grasp onto anything to prove everybody wrong, and you have a constant chip on your shoulder. I think, as the winner, having had won, I think I don't know. I feel like we should have won tonight. That's the tough part. They beat us, but we had so many great opportunities, including myself. So it's just tough, man. I'm just excited for next year.
Jamal, sorry to look ahead so quickly, but I don't know if we'll hear from you again.
You won't.
Okay. Have the injuries you've dealt with over the course of this season impacted how you view the Olympics at all, or are you fully committed?
No, I got rest now, so.
Jamal, so it's going to be kind of long off season, but will we see you representing Team Canada in the Summer Olympic game?
Yep.
Jamal, coach said that he thought you guys could use this as motivation. That was one of the first things he said. So I guess how does it fuel your offseason?
For sure. Yeah, man, it's back to being the hunter. It's back to being fighting for something with a different type of edge. So I think we beat them. We beat them in the first round. I know that stuck for them because they're such a good team. So I know last year, beating them sucked for them, and they came in this year with motivation, and they showed it. I feel like we've seen a lot of Rudy and Mike Conley over the years. They got us this year. I appreciate y'all.
We hear a lot about how hard it is to repeat in the NBA. I know it just happened for you guys, but now that you've tried to do it, do you have any thoughts on what makes it so difficult to do it back to back?
I mean, I don't know. We didn't accomplish that, so I mean, I don't know. It's hard because the teams are more hungrier, better, talented than last year probably. Everybody get better. Everybody wants to beat us probably. That's my thought process probably.
Nikola, obviously you guys went up pretty early in that third quarter and lead ultimately dissipated. Just what happened in the second half from your perspective?
I mean, they were scoring. They had a lot of offensive rebounds. We couldn't make shot. Even I think we had a lot of open looks, wide open looks. But that's what happens. You know, sometimes you make shots, sometimes you miss shots. And today I think we didn't miss shots. I think we missed a lot of good shots. But you know, that's not just on us. They played some good defense. That's why the #1 defense in the NBA.
Some of your teammates were just saying what makes this even more painful is the fact that, you know, it wasn't a sweep. They felt you were the better team, and there's so much talent on this team that they thought this was the team that could repeat. Is that what makes it, with you, perhaps sting more because of the talent on this team?
You know, I don't believe in that. I didn't believe in that. I think the team who wins is better team. So you have a 7 game, so over a best of 7. So if someone beats you, I think they're the better team. Congrats to them. Like we did we have our chances? Of course we did, but if someone beats you, I mean, they're just better.
Nikola, what will it take for you guys to get back to winning a championship again?
I mean, some teams never win a championship again, so I'm just glad that we had opportunity this year, and we were in the in the horse racing speech. We were in the microphone, you know, they were telling our names. So we will see, you know, getting better, personnel-wise, getting better team-wise, getting better coaching-wise. Like, you need to be, especially right now, how many talent in the league is. You just need to be basically perfect to win a championship.
Nikola, kind of on that note, what do you feel like you guys need more of or needed more of in order to win this series?
I mean, we needed to make shots. I mean, I missed eight threes. Where I am? Oh, I missed 8 threes. Jamal missed 8. Mike missed 5. We were shooting 8 for 24 in today's basketball how basketball is going without making any threes. Basically, you cannot win the game. Of course, it's a game 7. You don't make a lot of shots. They didn't make either one. They were shooting 39% from the field. So, but you know, I think if you want to win, you need to make shots.
Nikola, I know it's early on in the process, but I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on the Serbian national team in the Olympics this summer.
I don't know, my friend. We will see. I need to think about it.
Nikola, you mentioned sort of the rebounding, stuff like that flipped in the second half of this game. You guys had kind of dominated that in some of the hustle stats in the first half. When that flips so dramatically, does fatigue or exhaustion kind of play a part in the way it can go in the second half?
I mean, they didn't play for them, so I don't think that, you know, sometimes you don't box out, sometimes it's a lucky bounce, sometimes it's they wanted more, sometimes we wanted more, so I think that's why basketball is great. You know, you never know what's going to happen.
Nikola, does it hurt any more that it ended on the home floor and that you guys, I don't know, struggled a little bit at home in this series?
I mean, yes, of course. I mean, you don't want to lose in front of your fans, but they were so good to us. So we were fighting. We gave our best. So hopefully they're gonna appreciate it or not. We will see next year.
Nikola, do you look at this Timberwolves team as a team that could become a rival of you guys in the future?
I mean, yes. I mean, I think they're built to beat us in someone. I mean, just look at their roster. They have basically 2 All-Stars, 2 probably first defensive players in the year. Mike Conley, who is the most underrated player in the NBA, probably. I mean, I love the guy. He's so good, and he always makes the right. Even he didn't shoot that well this was the name. Series, this game, you know, in one moment he was the leading rebounder in the game for them. So, you know, it's from the bench they have a 6th player of the year. They have Kyle and Walker who was really good for them. So one team that they can do literally everything. They can be big, small. So. Pleasure like always, my friend.